essential characters you need to have as an academician. I am not really a true academician, and I am still looking for to become an academician. But the basic thing is that why you do research in everything, in ophthalmology or any other branch of science. The known is finite, the unknown is infinite. Intellectually we stand on an island in the midst of ocean of inexplicability. Our business in every generation is to reclaim a little more land. So you should be very humble. What you gain today by research is not really earth-breaking, by just a little bit more land on the ocean of inexplicability. Research is to see what everybody else has seen it and to think what nobody else has thought. This is told by one of the Nobel Prize winners. Why research the eye? What is there in the researching in the eye? It is that Andrew Duke, editor of the British Journal of Ophthalmology in 2000, told that there is an unarguable necessity to understand the molecular and cellular biology and pathology to improve what are mostly unsatisfactory therapy by increased knowledge of understanding underlying biological and pathological processes of visual disorder. We will undoubtedly improve our patient care further. So we do research to improve our patient care. I am not a great academician, but I have put out a bad academic talk. But I am better than what I started, and I improve every year. So always rehearse several times before your presentation. Even before these presentations, I have done several times rehearsal. The important thing in the research is not to stop questioning. In every aspect of intelligence, every aspect of that your career, you not to stop questioning. Question yourself, question new things. Curiosity has its own reason for existing. So this curiosity could be intellectual curiosity. How does it work? What if we change this? Why would we change from this procedure to that procedure? Why did you do that? Ask questions to everybody and to yourself and in all circumstances. Look at what others do. Can be very helpful in learning how to recognize the interesting questions. How to do research? Common misunderstanding is that think research is only for genius. It's not. Everybody can do the research. But don't think yourself as a genius. Think you need to know everything about the subject in advance. No, not you. In the process, you learn everything. Think you should wait for the most important problem to work on it. Not that. You can work on a simple problem. I'll show you in my experience. Think a solution is correct just because you cannot find anything wrong. Before starting research, review the existing work, being able to find and evaluate previous work. Look for what others have done before starting your research project. It helps defining and tuning your problem, may give you ideas on how to solve it. Otherwise, reinventing the wheel and wasting time. Don't wait for an apple to fall on your head. It doesn't happen all the time. Try to publish during your tenure, and this is that if you do not publish, you will perish. And this is the process. Why do you publish? Is what is required in publications. One is enthusiasm. Second is persistence. That's very important. It's not a simple writing it up until the manuscript is going in the print and comes over here, and when the letter to the editor comes to that one. You need to persist. Strong commitment is required. And what is most important is the passion for it. What is in it for you? Why should you go for publication? It's aged in history, persists forever. You can be proud of it. Publication is the gold standard. Presentation is for 8 minutes and everybody forgets it after that. But publications remains, peer-reviewed publications, index publications remains forever. Learning from the review process. You can learn from the reviewers' comments, learning from the literature review which you do for the publication. Knowledge gets crystallized. Once you write an article, you have got crystallized knowledge and you can be the master of the subject. My first publication is Residency, Sporadic Cases of Acute Hemorrhagic Conjunctivitis due to enterovirus type 70. I collected all the acute conjunctivitis cases, took them to the microbiology department personally, and they noted them, and then they just analyzed them. And this was a simple publication, which is what it is a level learning card. In my first publication as a fellow in USA, a clinical and histopathological and electron microscopic study of pneumocystis chronicus choroiditis. My contribution, I took gross photograph, made multiple sections in the slide, got EM. I was one part of the work, but it was a 7-man worked on for the paper, and this was the first time that new organism has been identified in the eye in AIDS patients. And can you tell that what it is? It's amyloidosis of the vitreous. It's a very real thing. We published in primary non-familial amyloidosis of the vitreous, a light microscopic and ultrastructural study. I got that electron microscopic study done from the USA. But this is the story behind it is that I wrote 7 pages. I don't know how to write it. I wrote 7 pages. Reviewer asked me to reduce it to 1 page. I don't know how to do it because every word seems to be my own son or own children. So I simply could not do it. I gave it to my wife, and the wife is the best critic, and he cut it up and made it 1 page. And that's become my first publications in the international journals. Frozen section diagnosis in ophthalmic pathology, first time reported in India. Simple case series. The simple ideas also do work well, and you can start with the simple concept. Ocular malaria, a clinical and histopathologic study. While routine grossing of the donor eyeball, I saw the retinal hemorrhages in the eyeball of a patient. So I saw that why the retinal hemorrhages was there. I inquired about it, and I came to know that it was a case of malaria. I went to the Apollo hospital immediately on scooter. I didn't have car that time, and found out that there is another case exists in the laboratory, and combined these 2 cases together, and that was the publications which is often quoted in the literature, ocular malaria. There are very few reports that are available there. So fortune favors the triad. I kept medical record of all uveitis cases when I came back from USA and started my uveitis clinic, analyzed it, presented it as a free paper in the AIOS Calcutta, got the feedback, wrote it up, published, and often cited in the literature as the report of the Indian Journal of Ophthalmology. Keep track of your patients. This is very important. Even in the handwritten one, you need not fancy things like computer. Even without that, you can do that. And this was the pattern of uveitis and referral uveitis clinic in India. The first time the pattern of the Indian uveitis pattern was described. And I don't want to comment on the content of the paper. That is a different issue. Thinking should be becoming a capital asset, no matter whatever ups and downs come across your life. So APJ Abdul Kalam has told. Questions, you need to ask the questions. And these are questions that 2 million people develop TV every year. Every 4th patient of the TV in the world is an Indian. And tuberculosis uveitis has got protein manifestations. I asked in the beginning of my consultancy services that what is the ocular morbidity in active systemic tuberculosis? What is the various types of ocular tuberculosis seen? Simple question. Is this disease seen in active systemic tuberculosis? And this led to a 1-year study, and 1,005 patients were studied in a TB hospital. Ocular morbidity in active systemic tuberculosis 1.439%. Most common was hip focal choroiditis. No case of Gill's disease was seen. Spent 1 year in TB hospital, laborious job, analyzed it, wrote it up, and published it. And you may spend time for their research work. Ocular lesions in AIDS report of first 2 cases in India. Coming back from USA, I found 2 cases of the patients which are similar to the patients we have seen in United States that time. That worked at rapid speed, analyzed the cases, sent it for publication, and became the first to publish the ocular lesion report of first 2 cases. After me, that many people have started seeing it, but I wrote it up in 7 days, and speed doesn't matter, and you become the first person to report the ocular lesions in AIDS. Work for then 1 year with these patients, complaint cases, 4 pages review with criticism came, replied satisfactory to all queries, and then submitted in the American Journal of Ophthalmology, and this was one of the landmark publications. In fact, factor was 4.223, the ocular lesion associated with HIV infection in India, a series of 100 consecutive patients evaluated at referral center. 40% patients had more than one or more ocular lesion. EOS disease is the most common retinal vasculitis in Indian subcontinent. I thought I should work on the disease. 1 in every 135 patients with Netralaya was that time EOS disease. Now it has reduced. I made 18 publications on this enigmatic disease. But what I did that one after that writing of that articles, small articles, I read nearly 300 full text articles, analyzed the global data, wrote 18 pages on this disease, put 18 photographs, 6 tables, worked for a year, wrote a major review, and the reviewer could not refuse it, and it was published in News Disease and Update in major review in the Survey of Ophthalmology, and this is one of the major work on News disease. So hard work pays. Polymerase chain reaction for detection of mycobacterium tuberculosis in epiretinal membrane disease disease. It was a landmark publication. Worked with the microbiology department, breakthrough in pathogenesis of enigmatic disease, and we found that the collaboration is important with your own department, with your own colleague. You need to know how to collaborate and communicate. And this, why is this occur today? Everybody knows that it is a cell-mediated immunological reaction triggered by sequestered mycobacterium tuberculosis antigen, which is the concept that's given to us nowadays. Amphigenous choroiditis, first described in Asenblatt et al. There is only one case report by they just mentioned over that one. I collected the cases with distinctive clinical features, defined or redefined a disease, and keep an eye out for the deviation from the norms. And then I wrote the clinical profile, treatment and visual outcome of amphigenous choroiditis. This is the first time publications and reported series in the world, amphigenous choroiditis. Microfilm mofetil was used by the nephrologist, but I used in uveitis, and as soon as they analyzed a significant number of cases, 8 cases in a tertiary ophthalmic said, I published it. Control of inflammation was achieved in all patients. No patients had adverse side effect. A safe and effective immunomodulator agent. So the lesson is that explore the novel treatment based on the sound scientific knowledge. Share your experience as soon as you get enough experience. You try to make it, document it, and share with others. And this is important. Tuberculosis scleritis in a patient with rheumatoid arthritis. The eye enucleated, patient died. I got disheartened, but I just didn't lose hope. I reviewed the case and analyzed it, and then found out that it was the patient, though with the rheumatoid arthritis, he was having a tuberculosis scleritis, but polymerase chain reaction of the in a new bottle, but still it's important. And the paper, while you're writing the paper, you go through several processes, and particularly nowadays with the 3-4 reviewers and finally the editor, but most rejected. But when rejected, try again. Even Nobel laureate gets rejected. You may need to face sometimes the paper rejection, but just don't sit on it. Keep on trying, or don't lose your hope. You might need to revise it every time. If it is rejected 4 times, you should see that there might be a major flaw in the paper, find and fix the problem, because the same referee might get it again. You should be committed to your research. This is not a 9 to 5 job. I used to go at 10 o'clock every day. It should not be a sacrifice, but an opportunity to do and something you enjoy. I used to go at 10 o'clock every day, and then the IGMO, there is no bus there. So I used to work there. And the IGMO people, the bus, that long route bus used to tell that, are you going to Bangalore? You come, there is one more seat there. So every day they used to pull me up. That one, because I was going walking on the 10 o'clock at Bangalore bus that time used to leave. So general advice, openness to others, be open to others and do others. Read a lot, talk a lot with other people, open what is closed prison, people who work with a closed door practice, produce more in short term but often less interesting, less learn from your students, learn from your peers. Be humble. If I have seen further, it is by the standing on the shoulders of the giants, Isaac Newton has told this great man. So heights by the great man reached and kept and attained by sudden flight, but while their companions slept, were toiling upwards in the night. Thank you very much.